Welcome to the Autism Infocast. I'm Peter Clark, founder and chairman of the Autism Info Center. Our podcasts delve into every part of autism and neurodiversity, and we want to help you spread understanding, respect, and kindness for those whose lives are affected. Whether you're autistic yourself, or whether you know or care for someone who's autistic, or maybe you just come into contact with autistic people in everyday life. Either way, please feel free to check out our hundreds of articles, videos, books, and training courses at autisminfocenter.org. And I'll leave you now in the capable hands of today's hosts, Jemima and Theo. Over to you.
Welcome. It's funny how differently we all react to, well, the unexpected, isn't it? Some people just thrive on spontaneity. A sudden change of plans is exciting. But how about you listening? How do you feel when your day suddenly veers off track?
It's a great question to start with.
Because today we're looking at something really, really important for a lot of autistic people. And that's this crucial need for routine, for structure, predictability.
Yeah.
And in this podcast, our mission is really to get under the skin of why this need is so vital. What happens when things get disrupted? And maybe most importantly, how can we offer support that actually works?
And to see it less as sort of rigidity.
Exactly. Not rigidity, but as this really smart, really vital coping mechanism.
That's it. And it's fascinating how often this fundamental need just gets misunderstood if you haven't experienced it yourself.
Right.
Getting a handle on this isn't just, academic. It's essential for genuinely supporting people, for building those respectful connections.
It shifts the perspective, doesn't it?
Completely. From seeing behavior as difficult to understanding the why behind it, it starts making sense.
Okay, so let's peel back the layers then. Why? Why can a predictable world feel so, calming, and a surprising one, so stressful for an autistic person?
Well, a lot of it comes down to how the autistic brain often processes information, how it experiences the world. And this need for routine, it serves some really key purposes. The first big one is about reducing anxiety.
Right, anxiety. Makes sense. The world can be a pretty confusing, noisy place, right?
Yeah.
Sensorily overwhelming sometimes.
Definitely. So think of a routine as like a map for the day. It gives you that structure, that what's next.
Oh, okay. Like a guide.
Exactly. And knowing what's coming, knowing what to expect, that massively reduces worry and anxiety. It creates a sense of safety, security in what can otherwise feel quite chaotic.
That makes a lot of sense. Feeling secure because you know the shape of the day.
And tied into that, there's another huge benefit, lowering the cognitive load.
Cognitive load. What do you mean by that exactly?
Yeah. So think about all the social cues, the sensory input, all the things many non-autistic people might filter out or process, sort of, automatically.
Right.
For many autistic people, that processing is much more conscious. It takes a lot of active mental effort. It's like running loads of complex software in the background all the time.
Wow, okay. That sounds exhausting.
It really can be. So when you have a predictable structure, your brain doesn't have to constantly work so hard figuring out what's happening, what's expected, how to respond.
Oh, I see. It frees up mental energy.
Precisely. Really valuable mental energy. Energy that can then be used for learning, for work, for connecting, or just, enjoying something without being completely wiped out afterwards.
And I guess that predictability gives a sense of control, too.
That's the third key piece, yeah, a sense of control. In a world that often feels unpredictable and maybe overwhelming sensory overload, confusing social rules, having that reliable schedule is grounding.
Like an anchor.
Exactly like an anchor. It provides stability when other things feel uncertain. It's a way to feel more in charge of your own experience.
Okay, so if that's the comfort routine provides, here's where it gets really interesting, I think. What happens when that predictability is lost?
Right. Because it makes sense then, doesn't it? If routine is that anchor, that map.
Then unexpected changes must be incredibly disruptive.
Highly distressing, often. And we're not always talking huge changes.
Yeah, the examples often surprise people.
Yeah.
Like a different route to school because of road closures.
Or a substitute teacher, maybe. Or even something seemingly small, like a favorite food not being available.
Or that example of a teacher suddenly wearing glasses when they normally don't. Things that might seem minor to others.
Can feel like a massive jolt. And it's so crucial to understand this isn't someone choosing to be difficult or having a meltdown over nothing.
No, it's not willful.
Absolutely not. It's a genuine, deep response to that sudden loss of safety and predictability. The map's been ripped up, suddenly you feel lost, anxious.
And that feeling of being lost and anxious, If it gets too intense, what can happen then?
Well, that intense distress can sometimes overwhelm the person's coping mechanisms. It might lead to what's often called a meltdown.
Which is more like an outward explosion of distress?
Often, yeah. Crying, shouting, maybe physical actions. It's an involuntary response to being completely overwhelmed. Or it could lead to a shutdown.
Where the person kind of withdraws.
Exactly. They might go quiet, seem unresponsive, sort of retreat inward. Again, it's an involuntary overwhelm response.
Okay, so understanding the distress is key. Which brings us to, well, daily life. How does this need for routine actually play out day to day? What does it look like?
You see it in lots of practical ways. Think about morning routines. Getting up, getting dressed, breakfast. Often in a very specific sequence.
Same steps, same order.
Right. Or bedtime routines, bath, story, bed. That predictability helps transition into sleep. It provides clear start and end points to the day.
What about bigger things, like tasks?
Yeah, approaching tasks is another area. A big job, like homework or tidying a room, can feel huge and daunting.
Overwhelming.
Totally. So breaking it down into smaller, predictable steps. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3 makes it manageable. It creates a mini routine for getting it done.
Transitions, moving between activities. I hear that can be tricky.
It often is. Moving from something enjoyable to something less preferred, or just shifting gears, can be jarring. So consistent routines or cues help massively.
Like what? A timer?
Could be a timer, yeah. Or a specific song signaling tidy up time. Or a visual cue, like showing a picture of the next activity.
Yeah.
Something predictable that signals this is ending, that is starting.
Okay, so routines are vital, but life happens, right? Changes are unavoidable sometimes.
Absolutely. And supporting this need doesn't mean creating a life that's totally rigid or inflexible, that's not realistic or even helpful long term.
So it's about managing the changes when they do happen.
Exactly. It's about being prepared, being thoughtful. And there are some really effective strategies. Visual supports are huge.
Like schedules.
Visual schedules, yeah. Timetables using pictures or words or maybe objects of reference. They give a clear, concrete picture of what's coming up. It's not just verbal information that can disappear or be misheard.
It's there, visible, permanent.
Right. And then advance warning. Whenever possible, give as much notice as you can about a change.
Let the person process it.
Exactly. It allows time to mentally prepare, maybe ask questions, adjust expectations. It reduces that shock factor.
What about bigger changes, like, say, starting a new school or moving house?
For those bigger shifts, things like social stories can be really helpful.
Yes, those little narratives.
Yeah, short stories written from the person's perspective, describing the new situation, what to expect, maybe suggesting coping strategies. They walk the person through it beforehand.
Making the unknown a bit more known.
Precisely. And sometimes just explaining why a change is happening can make a difference. If you understand the reason, even if you don't like it, it can sometimes be easier to accept.
Okay, that makes sense. Anything else?
One more key thing. If one part of the routine has to change, say school is canceled, try to keep other routines as consistent as possible.
Like keeping the morning routine the same, even if the main activity is different.
Exactly. Those other routines act as anchors. They provide that feeling of predictability even when one part of the day is disrupted. It helps maintain that overall sense of stability.
Looking at all those strategies, what stands out to you about how they can really empower someone?
What stands out to me is how proactive they are. They're not just about reacting to distress. They're about building understanding, predictability, and ultimately confidence.
Yeah, it feels much more empowering than just trying to avoid all change. It's about equipping someone.
Definitely. It reframes the whole thing, doesn't it? This strong need for routine isn't some kind of deficit. It's a really intelligent, effective way of coping.
A strategy for navigating a world that can feel, well, pretty overwhelming and complex a lot of the time. Sensory input, social rules.
All of it. The routine helps manage that complexity. It's like creating a personalized operating system that works efficiently for that individual's brain.
That's a great way to put it, an operating system.
Yeah. And ultimately, this predictable framework, it isn't a cage holding someone back. No. It's the opposite. It's a solid foundation, a base upon which an autistic person can build their confidence, conserve that vital energy, and really, truly thrive.
Making the world feel a bit less unpredictable and a lot more manageable.
Exactly.
Thanks for listening to this Autism Infocast from the AutismInfoCenter.org.
Thank you, Jemima and Theo. I'm sure we've all learned something there today. Don't forget to visit AutismInfoCenter.org to hear our other episodes, browse our library of articles, See our inspiring range of books, watch our videos about autism and neurodiversity, and find out about training courses that can help you or your organization make the world a safer, happier, and more meaningful place for us all. If you've enjoyed what you've heard today, please feel free to spread the word about Autism Info Center. A quick mention on your socials is always appreciated. Until next time, this is Peter Clark from autisminfocenter.org. Have a great day.